You are never alone. You are eternally connected with everyone. He who is highly esteemed is not easily conspired against. Cleverness isn't always true, nor is the truth always clever. Sometimes it takes a good fool to really know where you stand. Once you really know yourself, can't nobody tell you nothing about you. It's not what you are in life, but what you make of it. Life changes very quickly, in a very positive way if you let it. Sometimes I think my head is so big because it is so full of dreams. We don't have to defeat any individual but our own self. If you can't explain it to a 6-year-old, you don't understand it yourself. When the enemy is relaxed, make them toil. When full, starve them. When settled, make them move. There is nothing more important than your eternal salvation. Difficulties strengthen the mind as labor does the body. If you fight with all your might, there is a chance of life, whereas death is certain if you cling to your corner. I hear and I forget. I see and I remember. I do and I understand. The superior man understands what is right. The inferior man understands what will sell. We never live. We are always in the expectation of living. Early to bed and early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise. Weakness of attitude becomes weakness of character. No one cares how much you know until they know how much you care. If at first you don't succeed, remove all evidence you ever tried. Dream big, stay positive, work hard, and enjoy the journey. We are good to others only because we think that that is or will be good for us. There is no truth, Stephanie said mistressly, only perspectives. I ought to go upright and vital and speak the rude truth in all ways. If freedom is short of weapons, we must compensate with willpower. Without local guides, your enemy employs the land as a weapon against you. I had forgotten how much light there is in the world till you gave it back to me. You can't understand where someone's going unless you understand where they've been. Learn from who you were, appreciate who you've become, and carefully invest into who you want to be. Correct your mistake as soon as you have found it. If you want your children to be intelligent, read them fairy tales. If you want them to be more intelligent, read them more fairy tales. You often meet your fate on the road you take to avoid it. It takes writing 1 billion bad words before you get to the good ones. The whole secret lies in confusing the enemy so that he cannot fathom our real intent. There's nothing in the world that breeds success like success. That is all very senseless, but this senselessness has a pretty mouth, and it smiles. Integrity is doing the right thing when nobody's watching, doing as you say you would do. There's so much to be grateful for. Words are poor things. The good fighter is able to secure himself against defeat, but cannot make certain of defeating the enemy. Some things you hear with your ears, others you hear with your heart. Talent is helpful in writing, but guts are absolutely essential. The truth will set you free, but not until it is finished with you. There's nothing more frightful than ignorance in action. Don't fast forward through life. You'll miss all the good stuff along the way. Humanity must forgive humanity, for only then can we be humane. Notice the difference between being in control and needing control. If the world is against the truth, then I am against the world. Take care of your body, then the rest will automatically become stronger. Stop blaming outside circumstances for your inside chaos. Instinct is a makeshift, an admission of helplessness before the problem of reality. I can't go into detail, but it's why I went to the special meeting at the Pentagon. A constitution that is made for all nations is made for none. Leadership is all about making things to move forward, not backward. If you believe you can, you might. If you know you can, you will. You will do foolish things, but do them with enthusiasm. The big lesson in life, baby, is never be scared of anyone or anything. Don't be afraid to give up the good to go for the great. Adapt what is useful, reject what is useless, and add what is specifically your own. I've never had anyone's approval, so I've learned to live without it. An opinion should be the result of thought, not a substitute for it. The desire to reach for the stars is ambitious. The desire to reach hearts is wise. There is no greater agony than bearing an untold story inside you. Better a diamond with a flaw than a pebble without. I will continue my path, but I will keep a memory always. Become braver, stronger, wiser, kinder, and you will become better. Sometimes the grass is greener, sometimes it is sick. Never get bitter. Life is a medley of good and bad ingredients. Science is organized knowledge. Wisdom is organized life. Life happens, shit happens, and it happens a lot, to a lot of people. Where humanity sowed faith, hope, and unity, joy's garden blossomed. A man should look for what is, and not for what he thinks should be. But better to get hurt by the truth than comforted with a lie. A ship is always safe at shore, but that is not what it's built for. Peace cannot be kept by force. It can only be achieved by understanding. No one else has ever opened doors for me. I opened them myself. You become mature when you become the authority of your own life. In the haunted house of life, art is the only stair that doesn't creak. We may be small and we may be young, but we will shake the world for our beliefs. There is no wealth like knowledge, no poverty like ignorance. Opening up to the wrong person is like putting ammo in their hands. What is of the greatest importance in war is extraordinary speed. One cannot afford to neglect opportunity. To succeed in life, you need 3 things: a wishbone, a backbone, and a funny bone. I had to philosophize, otherwise I could not live in this world. To know that we know what we know, and that we do not know what we do not know, that is true knowledge. Despite the heart-numbing frost, my soul is blooming like spring. Anger dwells only in the bosom of fools. The truth isn't always beauty, but the hunger for it is. Cherish that which is in you, and shut out that which is without, for much knowledge is a curse. Misconceptions play a prominent role in my view of the world. You are never too old to set another goal or to dream a new dream. Generally in war, the best policy is to take a state intact. To ruin it is inferior to this. In war, numbers alone confer no advantage. Do not advance relying on sheer military power. I knew I was alone in a way that no earthling has ever been before. But the only way never to do the wrong thing is never to do anything. Maybe other people will try to limit me, but I don't limit myself. I speak to everyone in the same way, whether he is the garbage man or the president of the university. Life would be unbearably dull if we had answers to all our questions. In order to change the world, you have to get your head together first. If you are not having fun, you are doing something wrong.